Hello friend, welcome back. So from now we will create our REST API. For creating this, first of all, I want to create one of the project directory in our local host. Now go to our local host. So I think you already know about it. In our Laravel fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you. So that is our htdocs, and into the htdocs, like here I want to create another folder. I create another folder as a project. Okay, I just define that as a project 5. Click on the enter. So I have already project 4, so right now I have created another one as a project 5 folder. And into the project 5 folder, here I want to install our Laravel project. So now go to our Laravel official website, go to the documentation. So that is a Laravel 7. Okay, so now I want to install it. So I think you already know about it. If you want to install, first of all, you have to install that composer. So now I just simply define that composer as a get composer. Now go to the download, and here right now I just simply copy it. Okay, I just simply copy it, and now go to our directory. So here first of all I want to install that composer. So in Laravel fundamental, I think you already know about it. If you want to create some of the project, so here first of all I want to install our composer. So now click on the enter. So make that sure you are connected with the internet, so it should be downloading all that file from to the internet. Now you can see there is a composer setup, so it's now downloading. And here you can see our composer setup is successfully done, and after that there is unlink our composer setup.php. Perfect. So now I want to create one of the Laravel projects. So now go to that Laravel official website, and if you want to create one of the project via the composer, then you have to write down it, right? So now I just simply copy it. And now go here, in particular that folder area, I want to create one of the project, and I just name it as a REST API. So I just simply define that name as a RAPI. Okay, so it will be created one of the folder, that means the Laravel folder, in particular that area. So now I just click on the enter. So it will be downloading all that file from to the internet. So make that sure you are connected with the internet, and also it may take little time. So better I want to pause that video, and when it will be done, then I will come back again. So friend, here you can see our Laravel installed successfully. So now it's successfully installed. So right now we need to run our project. So here I just cut it, and now go to our project directory, and in particular that area I want to run our project, that means a serve. So I just simply define as a PHP artisan serve. Okay, I just want to run our project. Now you can see it's now showing our development server is started. So that is the link. So I just simply copy it. Now go to our project directory. So right now we don't need this, I remove it. I also don't need this, and that is our Postman. As I told you before, that is a API development environment. We need it. So make that sure you download that things. So now I just remove it, and now here I want to paste it. So that is our environment. So now run it. You can see our Laravel installed successfully. So friend, here we don't need to install that Laravel default authentication system. We don't need to install that view, right? So in our previous Laravel section, I have already discussed about that things with you, how can you install the default authentication system, and also how can you install the view in Laravel. Okay, so we did that things with using that npm. So right now we don't need anything, because here I only want to check all the things with this Postman software. Okay, so we will step by step I will show you. So for the reasons here, I just simply install our Laravel 7, and also I want to add our project in our sublink text editor. So right now I want to use it. So here that is our folder as a RAPI. So now first of all I want to include it. So here I just simply include that things on here. Okay, so I just simply include it. And here first of all we have to create one of the database, and also we have to configure it, right? So I think you already know about it. And also in our database by default they have some of the migration file, they have the two table, it will be created, right? So right now, as I told you, here we don't need to add that authenticate, that means the default authentication system. Okay, we don't need this. So they have the two file, and also in our public, so there is all that file, there is a resource, all that file, and there is a route. Into the route there have the two type of route. So as I told you before, always we used our web route, right? So now we will create all REST API. For the reasons we will work in our this route, that is the api.php. So here we will create all the tower routes, so we don't need that web route. So right now there is an API, so I just simply make that things as a clean. Okay, I just simply clean it. So now that is our env. So here we have to configure it. So first of all, I want to create one of the database. You have to go to that your local host and the phpMyAdmin. I have already discussed about that things with you. Now go to the database, and into the database I want to create one of the database names. So here I define one of the database as a RAPI. Okay, I just name it as a RAPI, this type of one of the database I want to create. Now click on the create. Now you can see our database is created as a RAPI. So now I just simply copy it. Now go to our directory. Here that is our database name. That means in our env, here I define our REST API. Okay, so that is the database name, and also by default our username as a root and the password as a blank. So if you want to check it, you have to go to your directory, and here if you go to that user account, and into the user account you can see there is a username by default as a root and also password that have no password. Perfect. For the reasons here I just make the things as a empty, and our username root and our database name as a RAPI. Perfect. So now I just want to click on the save all, and now go here, go to our database. So I have created one of the database as a RAPI. So that is the RAPI. Okay, so that is our database. Perfect. So now I want to migrate it, and before migrate, one things I have already discussed about that things with you in your app. That means in our app there is a providers, there is a app service providers, and here we have to put some of the length for this one, rather than it should be display some of the error. In our Laravel fundamental I have already discussed about that things with you. So right now I want to add 2 of this, rather than we will get some of the error. Okay, like here in our pro4, go to here, and if you go to that app, and the app there is a providers. So right now I want to copy that things from here, because I have added that things on particular that file. You can see we have to add this, that means we have to use it. So here I want to use it. Okay, and also we in our boot method here we have to use it. That means the length, string length, I just define as 191. So here I just simply added 2 of this. Okay, so make that sure you added 2 of this in our providers, in our app service providers. So here you have to support it, and then that is our in our method, that means the boot method. Here you have to define that start length in particular that area. Perfect. So right now we don't need this, I remove it. So friend, make sure you added that part, rather than if you migrate it then you will get some of the error. Okay, and now go to our project directory. So here right now I want to create our project in our project 5, and here there is a RAPI folder, and now I want to migrate it. I just open our terminal, and then I just simply define as a PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so it's simple process. I think you already know about it. Here I define as a PHP artisan migrate. So now it should be created some of the table. Like if you go here in our database, by default they have the 2 table. So it should be created these 2 table, right? So now I just simply click on the enter. Now you can see the migration is created successfully. That means our table, all the table is perfectly created. And now if you click on the browse, yeah, you can see it's now perfectly created as a failed job, migration, and the user. That means our connection also successfully created. So that is I create this database. So that is our root and the password. So it's now perfectly connected with our database. So right now we don't need this. And in our API, I just remove all the things. So step by step, we will work in our this route in our API file. Okay, so we will work in particular that position. So we successfully migrated, and also our all the database table is inserted on here. So friend, now we are ready to go. In our next video, we will start to develop our REST API. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.